Thought Leadership Conference. We were scrambling now to get hold of the Minister of Finance. He was supposed to join us for this occasion as well, but he's only leaving the airport now, but he will join us as soon as he gets here. So we were hoping he would join us before we start. So we will not waste any more time. Mine is easy. It's to welcome all of you here. We gathered here to make sure that all the speakers, moderators, and the facilitators get to know each other before tomorrow and Friday. We don't have many announcements around the order of proceedings for the next 2 days, save for one important announcement that before you go on stage for whether it's your speech or a panel presentation, to avail yourself to the technical team 15 minutes before your session starts so they can mic you up. But before I leave the stage, because we have a lot of food, I know there's a different interpretation of, perhaps, what did we call this evening? Speaker's dinner. But the setup here is not your cocktail. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Yeah. Cocktail. So the food is available at the table there, and drinks as well are flowing. But before I leave the stage, I'd like to ask the chair of the GPF board to also say a few words to all of you. He will officially welcome you and the delegates tomorrow at the event, but for him to also say a few words to everyone here. But thank you for availing yourselves, leaving your comfortable homes and jobs for 2.5 days to join the GEPF. We really appreciate your time and sharing your knowledge with us and the industry. Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much, Musa, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Musa said everything that I was going to say, so I don't know what else, but we are honored. We are honored to have you here, and we are honored for having accepted our request for to participate in our program, and thank you very much. This thought leadership conference has really evolved and is becoming big every day. And you can see Babs is also getting big by the day. So no doubt, so it is, and it's through obviously your participation, and of course, most of you are not from here. We welcome you to South Africa. Welcome to beautiful Cape Town. Sorry, we couldn't call the weather gentleman who stays up above the road to behave. So, but hopefully we'll have a wonderful weather in the next couple of days. It's going to be a very interesting. I can guarantee you. I mean, speaking to various people are telling me that they look forward to this. We are oversubscribed as usual, Babs. The last time I checked, 85 people. I said to them, look, I mean, at least just come around Century City, and just look at the venue, and you can go back home, So, but and we really think big. I was talking to Trifosa, the chair of the investment committee, the PIC, earlier on. He says, we have to make this big. And I think, I promise you, after speaking to Matau and Babs, we will make it bigger next year, Trifosa. We'll make sure that because this, for me, I think is a premier event. And I want to understand it as such. I don't know where you go, but which conference you attend, but this one for me is the premier event, and we want to keep it as such. But again, enjoy the evening. I'm not going to say a lot. Delphine was saying, I said other things last year. I'm not going to say them, Delphine. I'll say them tomorrow. but it's very interesting. I love this space. I mean, it's a very interesting. It's a safe space for me, Andile. I mean, I was DG of National Treasury for until 2022 for 5 years, and I left running because I was done, But at least number 43 there left the Treasury many years ago, and he ran away many years ago. So it took me 15 years Elias, after you left. But having seen things on the other side and coming this side, for me, it just makes sense. I mean, the work that you do and the spaces that you operate in can only make it possible. And I'll only speak about Africa for now and South Africa. We can only contribute to South Africa and Africa's development through your support, through the things that you do and the funds that you make available and the funding projects that you're funding. I can tell you, we can really. I was with Sipo from Paydiv and Herith. We went to Nigeria and Ghana about 3-4 weeks ago, and we looked around and say, there's a lot that we can do still in Africa. And if you hold hands with all of you from various funds across the world, really, South Africa can become a different place. And I think, for me, I'm passionate about this country. I'm passionate about the future. I'm positive about the future. And that's why I think the conversation is what it is, in terms of challenging each other's, thoughts around what we think we should be doing as fund managers, as asset owners, etc. For me, I think it's important. There's Africa, there's South Africa for you, and there's a lot that should be done. There's a lot that should be done from an infrastructure investment point of view. There's a lot that has to be done in terms of improving the lives of ordinary people. And African poverty and South African poverty go hand in hand like that. So the challenge is huge. The funds are there. I mean, Mr. Stolle from the PIC manages how much? What, 2.7 trillion of our money? Okay. I told him in a meeting 2 weeks ago, I said, hey, Mr. Stolle, that's my money. Make sure you grow it and make sure you fund, you improve the lives of people. So yeah, thank you very much, and I look forward to tomorrow's conversations. As Musa said, the minister has just called me now. He's actually just left the airport. Maybe he'll also say a few words later, but please enjoy. The drinks are going to flow. There's not going to be dinner, but there's food. So you can check the dictionary. Don't look at the Oxford dictionary because it won't describe what dinner means properly. But thank you very much and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Please allow me to also introduce the program director for the next 2 days, Mr. Andile Kumalo. Please stand for everyone to see you so they'll know who will be running the program for the next 2 days. We are very honored to have him assist us over the next 2 days. We are confident that he will be running a very tight ship. One of the key things that we will not do tomorrow and Friday is to rush through the program. I think we've allocated enough time for the presentations and the panel discussions because the intention is to share and not rush through the program to get to the end of the day. So welcome once again. Enjoy the evening and don't drink too much. We will drink tomorrow. Thank you very much. So we'll wait for the minister and then we can close after that. Thank you.
The minister is here. Minister Enoch Godongwana is the Minister of Finance. More than 20 years as the ANC NEC member, National Executive Council. Served for almost 15 years. 15 years as the Economic Transformation Chair of the ANC until recently when another minister took over. Very experienced public servant, bureaucrat, politician. I personally worked with the minister for all my 23 years in government. And when I left the treasury, he'll tell you this story. It was very interesting. Him and I would meet maybe once in a month or every second month and say, Minister, I'm stressed up. The other time it was Comrade Enoch. I'm messed up. My brain is not working. These things don't matter. There was this one particular meeting. At least it must have been 2 weeks before he was appointed Minister of Finance. I went to him at our usual place somewhere in the south of Johannesburg, met for coffee at his office, which was used to be at Mag and Bean at Meyersdale. And then I said, I'm stressed. I need this, I need that. This must happen. He says, yeah, no. Then he called me and says, don't worry. I didn't know what he meant. Don't worry. And I don't know what he meant, but he'll tell you why did he say I mustn't worry. And then he obviously became Minister of Finance later. But I'm giving this quick background because to demonstrate that we still have in South Africa, as I said earlier on, that our commitment to this country is still there. You still have politicians and people like him who are committed to this country, who've been in the system more than 20, 30 years, within the ANC struggles, within the union movement. That's also his background. Those of you may not know him. But seasoned politician. I personally worked with him for 20 years. I used to be a budget analyst for Eastern Cape when he was the provincial minister of finance in that province. So our relationship spanned many, many decades. 2 decades, more than 2 decades. I'm going to ask him to come and say a few words, but he'll say more tomorrow. Just like I'm coming back tomorrow. He's going to say more tomorrow just to say hello to all of you. Minister, these are speakers. These are moderators for tomorrow's sessions. You met Andile, he's going to be the DJ tomorrow and, be the master of ceremonies. So you've got a group of colleagues who know each other for years, who've been in the same spaces, committed to the same ideals that you and I share. And yeah, so I told them this thought leadership conference is growing year by year. We want to grow it, and this is a safe space for us as asset managers to converse among ourselves, to plan the future, and to share thoughts and ideas. Please, Minister. Thank you very much. Minister of Finance, Mr. Gorongwana.
Good evening. Don't and them normal ambush me because my understanding was that I'm going to be addressing tomorrow. And I'm meeting a number of people, some of them not South Africans here, which is show the importance of this conference. But good evening to everybody. Politicians are a different kind of species. When they see people like this, particularly when it's closer to an elections, they don't know whether these people are voters or not. They just make sure that they send a message for an election, don't. Yeah, so we're having an election next year, so I may be tempted to think that all of these people are voters and talk to them about next year's election. Let me start with Dondo's story. I've worked with Dondo as we were going around closer to the cabinet reshuffle. Dondo and them were worried about what's going to happen. So I didn't tell them what's going to happen. I knew what's going to happen. So Dondo asked me, what's going to happen? I said, oh, relax. Madijing sent me an angry, one of the DDGs, that we're going through a fiscal cliff. We're not going to collapse with it. We are going to resign and protect our integrity. She doesn't know that I'm coming, so she sent me this SMS. On the day, on the 4th of August, when the president is going to make an announcement, Dondo calls and says, what's going to happen? I said, relax. Relax. And he relaxed until he left the department. He relaxed until he left the department. When he decided to leave, we were persuading him not to leave. And then I said to him, no, you can't leave. We are going to assign you something. And that something was to chair the GEPF. You must still contribute to the public service with the Public Employees Pension Fund. Quite an expensive for me. They want an increase now of another percent from the employer contribution to about 17%. I don't have it. I don't have it. So, Donda was grappling with one question today. You know, when you're a politician, we make reckless statement and people ask, no, treasury officials, no, you're going to scare the market. So I decided to keep quiet. I want to introduce some two things in my speech. Among others, there's a debate about why did you increase the 30% to 45%? Everybody is complaining about that. I said, can I say something about it tomorrow? No, Minister. Can I say something about everything I wanted to say? I've been told to shut up. That's what happened when we are Minister of Finance, Treasury officials. They make sure that even now I'm not allowed to say anything until my budget, medium-term budget policy statements, because I may disturb the markets. So I'm quite careful. Don't expect when we're chairing the meeting tomorrow for me to say anything. But let me just say, the narrative that goes around is that we're bankrupt. That's the narrative that's being. Government cannot be bankrupt except in Argentina, not here. Because they borrowed too much. I suspect they're going to have a problem, not me. Government has got true instruments when they say the government does three things. One is to raise taxes. B is to borrow within affordable limits. Three is to cut expenditure. That's how we manage your budget. There's three elements. You can't go bankrupt completely. You can't go bankrupt completely. Anybody who says to you, tomorrow the South African government is going to be bankrupt, I can assure you, as a person who's responsible for the past, I'm not going to go bankrupt. Rest assured, Andy. Rest assured, your finances are in the capable hands, except that I call them my clan, what is called the ANC COSATU Alliance. They've got their own way of analyzing economics. They say the fundamental problem is not an economic problem. The fundamental problem is because you have a government that is pursuing a neoliberal agenda. And that neoliberal agenda feeds into less growth. It's not that growth feeds in less money for the fixers. You see what I mean? So, just if you may just say things. If you don't have electricity for 15 years, you'll see our growth. A number of people are saying we're caught in the middle income trap. And if you look at the correlations between that, you'll see that our problem started when we have the outages in 2008. Simple. If you don't have electricity, you've got a problem. You can't have sufficient. Second problem now, which has come up, is the logistic one. Give you an example just on the coal corridor. Since 1996, we've never been below. The last time we took 55 million tons out of Richards Bay was in 1996. Since then, we've been hovering about 77 million tons. But in 2021, we went back to 1996 levels. 2022, less than 50. What does that mean? On the coal line alone, let alone the jobs, On the coal line alone, I've left about 24, I'm losing about 25 billion rand revenue. So it can't be the fiscal position other than growth which has got an impact on the fiscal position. Again, I'm sorry, let me stop. I was asked to address the NAFCO conference in Zambia some time ago. They asked me to do some opening shots for 10 minutes. I didn't look at it. I think I'm supposed to speak for 10 minutes. I spoke for 1 hour, 10 minutes. That's me in good form. That's me in good form. Welcome, all of you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues. Enjoy, drink, and be merry. See you tomorrow.